Hello, everyone. It's Lisa here with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome. I am coming live to you on December the 6th at 11 a.m. Central Time. And so I'm going to wait and see if once I go live, we can get someone watching and they can give me a sound check and make sure everything's okay. Let me see. I'm going to make sure I have my sound lowered. Okay. All right. I feel like it has been forever since I've been live with you. If you follow me, you know that I have been at Fort Worth with our youngest daughter and her family for a couple of weeks. And now we're at our home in Southeast Texas. And so I have a studio here where, well, a little setup here where I can record and do live. So glad to be here. So just come on in. Hey, Pam, thank you. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Pam? So we are into the holiday season or the holiday prep season, and excited to share with you today a gift bag that I've made before. This one I'm going to add something a little different at the bottom to make it a little bit more sturdy. But this is the time of year that, we're looking for easy ways to package things up. And it's like I always need a gift bag. And so I needed to create some. And these use two 12 by 12 pieces of pattern paper to make these bags, two matching pieces, but you could also use solid color cardstock in 12 by 12, work perfectly fine. And we will get started in just a minute. So just a few things. First of all, the last chance list from Stampin' Up! Has been published. It is the easiest way to see what's available is to go into the online store under specials and look for last chance. And there should be a link or something where you can click on and see the last chance products. These are the products that we usually refer to as retiring. These come from the mini catalog that's current right now, aka the holiday catalog, and some online exclusives that are in that section in the online store that are available and not in any publication. So Stampin' Up! Has started something new with the product retirement. Every other month, there will be some products added to the last chance product section of the online store. Those will be available while supplies last. And then once they're gone from the store, then they're gone for good, and they're considered discontinued. So if I can help you answer any questions about that, just let me know. Okay. All right. The next thing is I have a new online class that just launched. The class hasn't launched yet, but the early bird launched yesterday. And let me see if I can get here, and here we go. So it's a pop-up mini scene fold, and it fits in a regular size envelope. The finished size here is 4 by 4. You see I just have a simple little tag and some designer paper on the front. It's made out of basic white. And when you open it, it is a little mini pop-up scene. Really cute and fun to make. And these little houses in the church are from the Yuletide Village stamp set, which that is on the last chance list. Okay. And so once that sells out, it'll be gone, but it is a precious set. And if you like to color, you will love this. I have had so much fun with this. I'm going to pop up the information about the early bird promotion for this class tutorial. It's only $15 through December 10th, which is when the class will go live and be available on a private website. And the link to sign up is there in the comment that is at the bottom of the screen. Just take a screenshot of that and go to that link, and you can register for this class at that early bird price. I think you will love to make it. Can you imagine how fun it is for someone to receive a card like this and open it and bam, they have a display that they can use. And so I have it folded where it stays shut well for mailing, but you can open it up and display it just like that. Okay, so excited to share that with you. That's the early bird price through December 10th for the pop-up mini scene online class tutorial. Okay, all right, let's get started. So if you pop in after I get started, I just want to tell you we are at our home in Groves. And when we got here, we realized we were having some electrical issues, which is kind of scary. But so this house was the house that I grew up in. So it is like probably 68 years old. Okay. My parents moved in right before I was born. And so some of the wiring has been changed, but not all of it. And we have one of those old time, instead of a breaker box, you know, with the little switches, it still has those glass fuses. And if you are younger than me, you may not be familiar with what that is, but we need to get that changed out. So that we have someone here, Jackie's showing them around the house to get a bid on getting that electrical fixed and updated. So if I have to pause for a minute because they have to come in here for some reason, I will let you know and I'll put it on mute and then come back when the checking in here is over. Okay? All right. So let's get started. I chose to use this designer paper pack for these bags. So this is Reindeer Days. It's in the mini catalog and it is retiring. So it's on the last chance list, okay? It has some pretty cute reindeer prints in it, but the flip side is like just a general Christmas. You see those strings of lights, Christmas lights. Here's some deer in the forest. And then the back side are just some evergreen trees. Here's a cute little deer print. And look, even a deer snowman. And then the back side is in real red with some sleigh bells. Okay. And then the other prints, I'm going to show you, I've made 2 bags already, is this one with the gifts on one side. And then on the inside were some more deer. Okay, and you can see I needed to package up some gift hand soaps that I'm giving to my neighbors for Christmas. So that's what sparked this sharing with you, because I wanted to make some and I thought, yeah, you need to know how to do these. There's a reinforcement at the bottom. I do have ribbon handles, okay, and a cute little tag. So this print was the holly, and then on the inside of this one are some more of the reindeer heads you can see in there. After I made this one, I wished I would have used the reindeer on the outside because they're super cute. But I like the holly too, and my neighbors will appreciate it. Okay, so today's print, what I decided to go with was this beautiful plaid. I mean, don't you love the traditional Christmas colors? I just love them. Okay, so on here, on the reverse side, you have some cute deer and little fawn prints. Look at that little deer with the Christmas tree lights. And so we're going to score this and get this going so you can make these yourself. So I want you to think about all of the designer paper you have in your stash and how you can make use. If you have 2 of the same print, that's what you need, 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper, and you can make a cute bag. And it can withhold quite a few items or a large item. I could even like fold up a t-shirt and put it inside. It could hold baked goods. The sides are a little, you know, because it's designer paper, the weight is not like a cardstock, but I have a cardstock panel on the bottom to make it hold the weight of that bottle of handmade hand soap on the inside. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of designer series paper here. They're both 12 by 12. We're going to designate what we want for the top. Now for this pattern, it doesn't matter. It's the same on all sides. It wouldn't really matter, but if you want, when someone looks inside of your bag, for your print to be the right side up, then you need to make note of this first score, which is going to be a 1-inch score to kind of reinforce the top. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So we're going to find what we're going to call the top. Okay, so I've got my Simply Scored tool. This tool is very much used by me. If you don't have one, I'd like to suggest that you ask for one for Christmas, because they are just a lifesaver when you're doing scores for bags and boxes and you don't have to move with your trimmer. My trimmer has a score on it as well, as most of you probably know, and you've seen me score with this as well, with this light gray blade. But the Simply Scored, you can put your paper down and do all of your score marks without doing any shifting. It's a time saver, and I get, let me say, my scoring are more spot on when I use my trimmer. Then it might be a hair off. When my Simply Scored, it might be a hair off when I use my trimmer. All right, so here's our plaid sheet. We're going to score the top. I want to be able to say this is the top when I look down on it on the inside. So we're going to put the top along the left-hand side. We're going to use the largest ball tip of the stylus here, because the smaller tip might cut through the designer paper if you push a little too hard. This is a little better for that. So I'm going to take this and score it 1 inch. Okay. And then I'm going to score the other 2 sides and the bottom at 3 inches. So there's one side. Then let's do the bottom. So you can see with this 3-inch score, you have a pretty substantial size bag here. And what's great is that, you get a gift and you think, oh, I don't have time to wrap it. I have some tissue paper. I need to get it packaged really quickly. And I know you have some designer paper or patterned paper in your stash. And it doesn't even have to be, you could use a different pattern or print. It doesn't have to be a holiday, okay? Nowadays, you know that any colors go for the holidays. So just find something that will work, that you have 2 exact patterns, and go for it. Okay, I'm checking my top over to the left. I'm going to score it 1 inch. All right. So now here we go. For 3 for this side, 3 for the bottom, and 3 for this other side. Okay. Now I'm going to move the Simply Scored out of the way, and we're going to burnish on these score lines. Very important when you are doing, especially when you're doing 3D items. Okay. So let me find my ever elusive bone folder. Here's one. And I'm going to take this, and that's that 1 inch score. Okay. I'm going to take that and fold it back on itself like this. Sometimes you could do this, but then your print will be upside down. The purpose of this 1 inch score at the top, number one, it makes your bag taller, okay, than if you did a 3 inch score or a 2 inch score. And it also reinforces that top by giving it a folded edge rather than just the raw edge of the paper. Okay, now I've done that. I'm going to fold in on one of the sides and give it a good burnish. So our local football team is in the playoffs. And we are just huge PNG Indians football fans. That's where I went to high school. My husband went to high school. Our girls went to high school. And so we are going to a football game, leaving at 1:30 today, Central, and going to Nacogdoches, Texas, to Stephen F. Austin University to watch that football game. And it is going to be cold. Oh my goodness, yeah. And so anyway, I have all kinds of wraps. I have on 4 shirts. Don't laugh at me, because I know me, and everybody else can be fine and say, oh, it feels wonderful out here, and I'm freezing. So I'm prepared. And if I get too warm, I can just shed my layers, right? Better to have it and not need it is my motto. Same with crafting supplies. Better to have it and not need it than to not have it when you do. Okay, speaking of designer papers, Stampin' Up! Has also released 3 designer papers this month. They're like very generic patterns, and they are recolored issues of a designer paper pattern from the past. So be sure and check that out in the online store if you like just general. The colors really they don't jump out at me too much because I'm so into the holiday right now. That's all I want to look at. But they are very good for creating almost any style card, okay, because it's a very what I want to say, it's not a themed pattern, not themed patterns there. Okay, so anyway, that's 3 new ones in the online store. Okay, I'm going to do some cutting here. On one of these pieces, I've scored and folded that top down. Okay, on one of these pieces, I'm going to cut off these 2 squares at the bottom that are formed by the intersecting score lines of 3 inches. You can save that for another project. So I will try to get my schedule up for next week by Sunday, so we'll know when the live is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be back on Thursdays at 3, which is my usual time. But anyway, just trying to help you get through these holiday season preparedness with your crafts, because we can do a lot, even make handmade gifts, right? Okay, so that's one. The other one, we're just going to cut up from the bottom to that intersecting score line, okay? So cut up on the score line and stop at that 3-inch score, and then again over here. Okay, let's set that one aside and take a look at this one. This is the part that we're going to add a piece of reinforcing cardstock. Okay, so I took Real Red. This is not going to show, so the color really doesn't matter. But, I wanted it to match. It doesn't even show. Okay, 5 7/8 by 2 7/8. And we're going to glue to the right side of the flat. So this is the inside. I'm calling the right side what's going to be the outside. Okay, so it's going to glue right here, and not to worry, it's not going to show. Okay, I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus for this project just to make it a little quicker. Normally, I probably would use liquid glue, but then you have to wait for the dry time. So in this time of where it's like get it done and get it finished, I'm using the quick way. And it's a strong adhesive. You could also use tear and tape. All right, let's center that on that rectangle down here, and we're going to have a reinforced bottom now with that cardstock. Okay, so now up here on this flap, I want to put some adhesive because that is going to stay turned down, and this will just make it easier on you when you go to assemble. All right. So let's get our other piece, and we're going to go ahead and adhere that down as well. That 1-inch score, flip it down, and good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take this piece and we are going to put it right here and glue that right there. Okay. So, but before we do that, it's going to be much easier if we go ahead and put these other sides together. Okay. So let me show you what we're going to do. We've got our reinforcing on the flap, and then come here and do this. Okay. So we're going to take these two flaps here. My daughter's texting me, so that's my hesitation. She's wanting to know what kind of Chick-fil-A sauce I want with my sandwich. I don't think I can answer her. Let me see. Let me see if I can do it on my phone. Hang on just 1 second. My phone, my watch. One moment. Sorry, y'all. You know, matters of importance. I am so sorry. Y'all are thinking, why is she sending a text during the middle of a live? I mean, you know, she's going to keep texting me. That's why. I am live. Y'all think I'm crazy, you know, but got to do that. She's going to keep texting me. All right. So now we're going to take these two flaps and we're going to put some Stampin' Seal Plus on each side. Then she sends me the face like, uh-oh. Okay. And then these are going to fold in like this and adhere to that bottom flap. Okay. Nice. You see this forming together now? Thank you, Pam. It's like, okay, Mom, what kind of Chick-fil-A sauce you want? So, because she's picking up, she's ordering our food for the road trip for our football game we're going to. Okay, so now we want to put adhesive on this cardstock piece. And I guess you could put it on the inside here. I'm trying to find the easiest way to do it. I think it's on this piece. Okay, so we're going to take that cardstock side down and put that right there. See, it's glued. Now you see how the cardstock is not going to show. Thank you for that, Pam. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. It's the holiday season. I mean, it's like everything. You never know what's going to happen or who's going to call, who's going to stop by, and I love it. So I love it. Okay, so now these two sides are going to go on the inside of the bag. Okay, and that seam's going to be at the back with this back seam. You know how I like to have all the seams on the same side. So we're going to turn these. Again, we're putting adhesive on the outside print. Okay, so I'm going to do this and hold my breath when I stick it together because, you know, once this stuff gets stuck, sometimes it's going to stay stuck. Sometimes I don't press down too hard right away so that if I have to shift it a little bit, okay. Okay, we're going to come up with it And I'm going to try to make this even on the top there, okay? Then I'm going to take it and push it down on the inside. Just slid my hand in there. Now this side. Let's take it, and what I want is really important to me is get these corners, the edge of the side, and then the top. Oop, 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 oop. Fold, cross. Now I'm going to stick my hand on the inside and just push it down. Now, sometimes when I do this, I'll have a little wrinkle in there. I don't worry about it. Okay, see how it's a little wrinkle? Because I didn't push it all the way to the bottom, but it's okay. Just leave it. I'm just pressing down on them. And then you can take your bone folder and press down super nicely. And look at that bag. Isn't that awesome? It's so cute in the plaid too. Okay, so now I'm going to do some ribbon handles. Now, what I did is I just went through all of my ribbon stash, which I don't have a lot of it here with me, but I had this white. It's kind of thin. I would rather it be a little wider, okay, but it works. So I have two 17 to 18 inch pieces of ribbon, okay. I tried using a cardstock handle from here to here. I didn't like it. I like the two ribbon handles, okay. And so I have my two pieces here, and I'm going to punch some holes. You can take a hole punch, and you want it, this is the size hole that I'm using here, and you want it big enough to thread the ribbon through, but you don't want it so wide that the knot that we're going to tie at the end is going to pull through, okay? All right, so I'm going to come here. I just eyeball it. I come about an inch from the edge, and I'm going to just follow it down till it won't go anymore. An inch from the edge and punch. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to come about an inch from the edge. I've got it pushed in as far as I can and punch. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. Okay, about an inch from the edge and punch. Inch from the edge and punch. Okay, so now we have our holes punched for our ribbon. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one end, push it in. Okay, let's see, Lisa. Push that baby in. Okay, well that was a total flop. Let's let's push that through. I have a few cards to share with you at the end that I've received in the mail, so y'all hang around. Forgot I was going to show them at the beginning, and I totally lost my train of thought thinking about the workers here in the house. Okay, so now I tied a knot, and now it's not going to pull through. Okay, then you bring it around. Be sure you don't have your ribbon twisted, and poke this in through the other hole. And you want to pull it through where you're not struggling to tie your knot. Okay, I'll just loop it around. Okay, and like that. So there's our handle on one side, and then we'll do the same thing on the other. So for the tag I'm going to put on the outside of this, I checked last night, and the little things, package of tags that I'm using was still available, and they're in the mini catalog, the ephemera. I'll have to look it up, but they're tags, and you can write on them, or you can stamp on them. I chose to just write because, like I say, at this time of year, it's all about getting it done, right? And so I didn't even pull out any stamps or ink. So you notice this is just using paper adhesive and ribbon. Okay, and then these tags that I'm going to show you. But you could very well make your own tag. Okay, so there are our handles. Okay, another option would be to use this piece of designer paper. You could use either side. But what I would do here, this is 3x3 square, I believe. Yes, I would cut like garden green in 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then do basic white at 2.5 by 2.5. And so you would have a layer of cardstock to kind of give this a little bit more thickness, and then a white layer, and then punch a hole in the corner here and hang it from your bag, and that could be your tag. Okay, but I wanted to use these because they were so cute. So these are the tags, and I don't have the name of them here with me. Of course I don't. Okay, so let me find them in the catalog. So these are in the catalog. They're on the last chance list. They were there last night. It's these on page 15, and it's all these different tags. Some of them are just the white, and you can stamp an image on it and then a to from. And then you have these that are decorated. These are the ones I'm choosing from that have the little pop of color. These cute little things have already sold out. I grabbed some before they were gone, though. I think the words are still available. The word stickers, what are they called? Joyful sayings mix and match. So you could use those on a tag as well. Okay? All right. Okay, so now let me decide what I want to use. I think I like this one with the berries. I'm going to use this one. So we're just going to punch that out. So simple. Okay, and then I'm going to write on this, if I can find my pen. Yes, right here. And I'm going to put just Merry Christmas. Jackie and Lisa Brown. Again, these are for my neighbors. And then I have a piece of white twine that I cut. It's probably about, let's see, about 8 inches long. Doesn't have to be. I had a scrap that was already cut, okay? And so I'm just going to fold it in half, take the looped side, push it through the hole. The holes are already in these for you. You've got that loop here that you push through, so take the 2 ends and push through there. All right, and then we're just going to tie it on to the ribbon, and we're done. We are done except for putting our gift in with some tissue paper, okay? If you don't have tissue paper and you have some extra cardstock or extra pattern paper in colors that will coordinate with this, cut some thin strips of it and make the little shredded filler from your scrap paper. I do have tissue paper, so I decided to go with that. So I tied a bow because it was long enough. So cute, huh? Okay, so let me show you. Let's see. Let me get, I have some tall bottles and shorter bottles. So here's my hand soap. It's called Frosted Mint. So pretty container even. And then you take your tissue paper that coordinates, right? Okay, yeah, you can have it. And just stuff it in like that. And voila, you have a cute gift ready to give, okay? So cute. And look, I tied the tag on the back. I'll probably retie that. See my seam right there? I'll flip it and do it. So anyway, thank you, Pam. Thank you. So I hope you will use this idea, because use up that paper, and especially if you've made your Christmas cards, which, by the way, I still have Christmas cards to make. Yes, I'm running late this year. But anyway, make some gift bags, okay? Let me get back here. So thank you so much for being with me today. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. Go ahead and say hello in the comments. Would love to hear from you and where you're watching from. I will have a schedule up next week and about when we'll do our live. Most likely it will be on Thursday at 3. Don't forget about my pop-up mini scene online class tutorial. Let me get the bags out of the way in case you missed that. So it's this 4x4 card that is a super duper fun fold. Isn't that cute? Using the Yuletide Village set. Be sure you get this set if you don't have it yet. It's going away, okay? Very cute, very fun to color, okay? So early bird price on this class is, you can get to it at the link that's on the screen. Take a screenshot of that so you'll have that. And let's see what else. Don't forget the last chance products that are in the online store. Once they're sold out, they are gone. So if there's something you want and from that mini catalog, a lot of that stuff is, it's going to go away to make room for the new. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you are having fun creating for the holidays, and you saw something here to inspire you to create. I know it just lifts my spirits to do that. And what you create is very meaningful to those that receive it. So keep that in mind. That's the whole spirit of the season, right? So anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, inspiring you to create, share, and make a difference. Take care, everyone. See you again soon. Bye-bye.